We're going to keep it rolling here, and today we're going to be mainly talking about how to improve your conversion rate so that you can dramatically improve your return on investment from your advertising expenditure. But just a quick note. We talked in the last video about ROI and cost of customer acquisition. But if your business relies on repeat business and retention, then the best marketing program and strategy in the world is not going to help you. If you're not great at creating a top-notch patient experience, you're not good at effectively communicating, cross-selling, and upselling the solutions that you have available, and you're not great at rebooking at a high rate and retaining clients, you're going to have issues. So back to this quote, great marketing only makes a bad product fail faster. I talk to too many people who think that marketing is going to be the solution to all of their business problems. If only they could have more clients coming in the door, they could solve all of their financial issues and their business problems. But that's not reality. You need to get your financial situation in order, ensure profitability, make sure that you've got good retention strategies, you've got good hiring processes, your front office staff is engaging and doing a good job of greeting clients. All of those things need to be in order, and then marketing is fuel on the fire of an effective business. So just remember, great marketing is only going to make a bad product or an inefficient, not optimized product fail faster. So get those other things right with your practice or your med spa before you worry too much about marketing in general. So today, again, talking about the importance of automating our lead nurture process and what exactly that means. So just using Facebook and Instagram advertising as an example. When we put an ad out there and we're making people fill out a form or raise their hand to express interest in an offer, we know that 80% or more of our leads, even on an effective campaign, are not going to book appointments. So that still can be extremely profitable and is most of the time extremely profitable because our cost per lead number is so low that even when we're converting 15% of our prospects, we can see cost to acquire customer numbers below $100. But again, if we know that we've got for every 100 people that inquire about a service, 80% aren't going to book, there's a few things we want to make sure we're not doing. Right? We don't want our staff wasting time chasing down bad leads. So we hear about bad leads with Facebook and Instagram, and all that really means is these people don't have a sense of urgency. They didn't wake up today actively searching for your service, and we need to do a good job of nurturing these prospects to improve our conversion rates. So it's not that the leads are bad, it's just that they don't have a high sense of urgency to pull the trigger on a buying decision today. So this is the stuff that you have to do to make sure that you're converting more of your leads into paid booked appointments. So even though we know that we don't want our staff chasing down these leads that weren't really qualified and weren't serious in the first place, we know we still need to aggressively and consistently follow up to improve our booking rates. Remember, if for every $1,000 we spend on ads, our cost per lead is $20, and we have 10% of our leads booking appointments, that means we're seeing 5 new patients. If in addition to improving our cost per lead, but let's just actually look at our conversion rate. If we can take our conversion rate from leads to booked appointments from 10 to 20%, we're doubling our return on investment. Instead of seeing 5 new patients, we're now seeing 10. Instead of seeing 10, we're seeing 20. So these nuances of strategy make all the difference in terms of the substantial impact on your return on investment and your growth capabilities. Inefficiencies in any of these things, high cost per lead numbers, poor ad quality, low conversion rates, non-attractive offers, all of these inefficiencies starting to add up, they're costing you money every week that you're running ads. So here's the solution when it comes to conversion rates. We need to automate the follow-up process. When a lead comes in, we need to ensure that our process is consistent and that it's aggressive. So they're receiving an email acknowledging that we received their submission. They're receiving a text message. We're waiting. We're doing pre-recorded voicemail drops. We're waiting again, sending another text, another email if we haven't heard back from them. We're trying to tell a compelling story as to why someone should do business with us. And we're reminding people that, hey, either tell us you're not interested anymore or let's get you on the books. And we use conversational question-based prompts as a primary part of that marketing automation. So I know you're probably asking yourself, what is this? How do I do this? We're going to get into that in a second, but just to understand that this has to really be an automated process, because if you rely on your front office staff, they're going to waste time chasing down non-qualified leads. They're not going to be timely because they're having to do this manually, so it's not going to be consistent, and they're probably not going to be aggressive in terms of following up for weeks until we're getting a yes or no. After we have a lead, it becomes a game of getting a yes or a no from a prospect. So Using marketing automation tools, we can ensure we're following up immediately and that we're touching those people 10 plus times just in the first 2 weeks. And one of the reasons we want to rely heavily on text message marketing in these automation drips is because we can create an obligation to respond with text that we don't get from other channels. When you're calling your leads, people are used to playing phone tag, ignoring calls. If they're not ready to make a decision right now, they're just going to brush you off. Same thing with email. With text message marketing and conversational question-based prompts, we increase the chances of getting a response. So what do I mean by question-based conversational prompts? That might look something like this. Hey, Sarah, we saw that you inquired about our new patient Botox promo. We're excited to meet you. I have 2 slots available next week. Would you like me to get you on the schedule? Question mark. That type of text message works really well when we're following up with our prospects from our advertising efforts. It also, using tools and softwares like the one I'm about to show you, it allows us to track our results. So instead of just guessing, hey, and try to go off like, I think my marketing's working, I think it's not, we can know our numbers. We know our cost to acquire a customer. We know the average amount somebody spends with us on the initial visit. We know our rebooking rates, and we can project our growth path accordingly. So in a high level, the software that we use, which I'm going to show you in a second, we can put these people, all the leads are in one column. When they're booked and pending, we move them to one column. If they no show or canceled, the next. Once they come in and pay for services, we enter the dollar amount, and we can and start to look at how many people have actually paid for services, how many have closed, and what are they spending on the first visit. Interesting side note, this example here is a Botox promo we're running for a client in Massachusetts. And I see the last couple, they didn't fill out the dollar amount yet, but this initial offer was 20 units at $179 for new patients for Botox. Their average initial purchase is over $500. They've had people spending $800, $900, $1,000 on their first visit that originally came in from a 20 unit $179 lead magnet. So if you go back to the earlier video, the first video in the series, we talked about the strategy related to discounting. That just goes to show the quality of clients that we're obtaining from discount-based promotions currently. So I mentioned the tool that we're using to do this is called High Level. You can purchase this tool yourself. You can go to gohighlevel.com and purchase. They do a 14-day free trial. You can walk through tutorials on how to build this stuff out. There's all sorts of tutorials on High Level's website about how to build out these automations and how to work with the tool. It is a big learning curve. I'm not going to lie. Just like everything else, we had to go through that big learning curve 1.5 years ago when we onboarded using High Level as our marketing automation tool. So there is the option if you have, I don't want to hide anything here. This is the tool that we use. We use a white labeled version of High Level. You have the ability to do this on your own. If you're like most business owners, though, you know that you're not going to be able to do this. We've got the frameworks that we've already built out that can help speed up the process of implementation to getting you on a tool like this to start managing your lead flow from Facebook, Instagram, and Google Ads. So if you're interested in us in using our pre-built version of the tool, you can email me. The email address is just I see it's cut off there by my video, but it's support@medspamagicmarketing.com. Support@medspamagicmarketing.com. We use a white labeled version. A lot of agencies, they have their own white labeled version of High Level. They allow us to do this. So ours is called Magic Hat Pro, for example. But High Level is the tool we use. You might have Active Campaign. You can do some of this with MailChimp. There are a lot of different tools to use it. We just recommend High Level. It's the one that we use. So in this next video now, we're going to get into the details, the fun part, and we went over all of the preliminary information, which I think is probably the most important part. I know it's the most boring sometimes, but now we're going to talk about how to level up our marketing, the specifics that we can implement with Facebook and Instagram ads to get better results, ensure we're seeing a maximum profitability, what we can do better with our websites in terms of SEO and how we're showing up in the Google search results, and much more. So let's start solving those problems here in the next videos.